Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is a pleasure to welcome you to the Law School Diploma Ceremony in the 202nd year of the George Washington University and the 158th year of the law school. To begin our ceremony, the Corcoran Brass will perform the national anthem. Will the audience please rise? Please be seated again. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the pleasure of introducing the Dean of the Law School, Dana Bowen Matthew. Dean Matthew joined the law school faculty on August 1st, 2020, and is the first woman to lead GW Law. That means that she, like the class of 2023, joined GW Law in the midst of the global pandemic. You and Dean Matthew have not only survived, but also thrived together. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dean Matthew.
Honored guests, family and friends, graduates, my dear colleagues, and especially the class of 2023. I welcome you to this graduation. This is a very special day for our law school as we gather to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of our 2023 Juris Doctor, Master of Laws, Master of Study of Laws, and Doctor of Juridical Science recipients. Your class has overcome, indeed thrived, in the midst of many obstacles, and you've demonstrated extraordinary resilience to reach this day. I congratulate you all. I extend a very warm welcome to my faculty colleagues. I also thank you for your astounding success in the classroom, your impactful scholarship, and your dedication to preparing some of the nation's and indeed the world's best and brightest lawyers and legally trained professionals. I am also pleased to recognize our CNN Chief Legal Analyst and SiriusXM host, Laura Coates, who will be delivering today's commencement keynote address. Now, I'll introduce Ms. Coates more formally before her speech, but I want to offer my preliminary thanks for you joining us on this most auspicious occasion. I'd also like to acknowledge the Stockton Guard. Stockton Guard members join us this afternoon: Richard Schimmel from the class of 1978 and Margaret Carlson from the class of 1973. The Stockton Guard is an alumni association which graduated from GW Law more than 40 years ago. The Stockton Guard are led by a Grand Marshal who is chosen from among its membership and leads the graduation processional during the spring commencement exercises. So then let me also extend a very warm welcome to this year's Grand Marshal, Charlie Baradesco, one of GW Law's most distinguished and dedicated alumni. We are thrilled to honor you today. A leading light in energy law, Mr. Baradesco received his JD with high honors in 1983 from GW, where he was the managing editor of the George Washington Law Review. Throughout his illustrious career, he held many top legal and executive positions, recently retiring as Senior Vice President, General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary of the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, which is an international regulatory authority dedicated to assuring the reliability of bulk power system in North America. Prior to joining NERC, he served in a leadership position at a number of prominent companies, law firms, and including the Constellation Energy, Piper Rudnick, now DLA Piper, and Whitford, Taylor, and Preston law firms. Throughout his successful career, Mr. Baradesco has given back to the law school and the community in many impactful ways. He is a longtime member of the law school's Dean Advisory Council and a longtime member and former chair of our Energy Law Advisory Council. He has served as an alumni mentor and hosted a variety of law school events, and I'm just going to stick in here, let us in forming the most inspiring mission statement that says, we are a global law school that exists to have impact on the law. More on that later. Over many decades of philanthropy, Mr. Baradesco has generously supported a wide range of charitable initiatives at GW Law. He gives constantly to our energy law program. He helps fund endowed scholarships in the honor of former Dean Blake Morant, and he created recently a new named scholarship, the Charles A. Baradesco and Jeffrey A. Thurston Endowed Scholarship. Mr. Baradesco is an outstanding citizen of this law school and of the world. He exemplifies how a law degree can be used to make the world a better place. I know that the class of 2023 will draw as much inspiration from his life and career as I do. Grand Marshal, Mr. Baradesco, please stand and be recognized for your tremendous achievements. It is now my great pleasure to introduce my esteemed colleague, the George Washington University Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Christopher Allen Bracey. Provost Bracey has served with distinction at our law school faculty since 2008 and served as interim dean of the law school prior to my arrival in August of 2020. It is therefore especially meaningful to me that he is here today to graduate and congratulate our graduates. Provost Bracey.
Thank you, Dean Matthew. Good afternoon to our families and guests, leadership, faculty, staff, and our distinguished guest, Laura Coates. And, of course, the George Washington University Law School class of 2023. Let me just tell you, I'm absolutely delighted to be here for this celebration. The law school is my academic home here at the university, so I'm honored to be able to share a few words today with colleagues that I so highly respect. Graduates, you are here today because you excelled with distinction in your studies. I ask that you keep in mind what I said earlier this morning on the National Mall. What truly matters is how George Washington University students apply the expertise in their discipline, their experience beyond the university to help answer the call and address society's most difficult challenges. Your GW Law degree is going to be a benefit for you for the rest of your life, that's to be sure. But how will society benefit from your GW Law degree? Will you work pro bono for vulnerable populations? Will you research and publish to help shape the conversation about the world's most critical issues? Will you practice environmental law to combat climate change? How will you answer the call? Years ago, and I won't say how long because I like to think of myself as being well preserved, I had to ask myself the very same question. I answered that call by honing my expertise in American race relations, constitutional law, and criminal procedure, and becoming an academic, an educator, and an author, after I practiced law and understood what it meant to really be a lawyer and an advocate. I've contributed to the critical conversations today, and I've helped to educate the next generation of lawyers. And now I serve as the Chief Academic Officer for all 10 schools and colleges at the George Washington University. Getting to engage with disciplines outside of the law is a privilege, and it's an incredible opportunity. I am, after all, a lifelong learner, just as each of you are lifelong learners. Your path will likely look different than mine, but you must always walk the path of continual learning, headed towards justice, change, and the greater good. So congratulations on becoming an alumni of the George Washington University Law School. Thank you.
Thank you, Provost Bracey. Now I am pleased to call upon our extraordinary 2023 class leader, Student Bar Association President Nicole Karam, who will address us on behalf of the graduates. Nicole led the SBA with passion, wisdom, strength, kindness, and conviction. On behalf of the entire GW Law community, I thank you, Nicole, for your outstanding leadership. It was exemplary, and it truly made a positive difference. I thank you sincerely, and now, Nicole, turn the floor over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but there's like a lot of you out here. So, everybody graduating today has a story about how they got here. And today I thought that I would take a few minutes to tell you a little bit about mine. At home in my house in Kentucky, there's a picture in one of our photo albums of an old woman with short gray hair and glasses, rocking a little baby just a few months old. The woman in the picture is named Mary Jane Karam, and she lived a remarkable life. Mary Jane was the mother of 5 children, and after she had those 5 children, she decided to attend law school. For 4 years, she attended evening classes, and in 1948, 4 years before Sandra Day O'Connor graduated from law school, and 8 before Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Mary Jane became one of the first women in the Commonwealth of Kentucky to earn her law degree. With that law degree, she went into practice with her husband, Fred. Fred and Mary Jane owned Karam and Karam Law Group, but often people would come to their doors looking for an attorney and assume that the 2 attorneys in the practice were Fred and his brother, only to find Fred and his wife. Mary Jane, from what I know, was a force to be reckoned with, and it is perhaps no surprise that 2 of her children grew up and went to law school. One of them, Pete, my grandfather, is here today. Pete grew up, and he had his own children, and his son followed in his footsteps. As he was finishing up his first year as an evening student at the University of Louisville Brandeis School of Law, Scott, Pete's son, met Annette Crox, who was preparing for law school and to become the first attorney in her family. In the summer before their last year of school, they got married. And the year after they graduated, they had a daughter. And today, she prepares to follow the path that 2 of her great-grandparents, her grandfather, and both of her parents walked. Today, I'm thinking about that picture and about the woman in it, 88 years old, rocking a newborn baby, who had no idea that the baby she was holding would become the fourth in a line of attorneys that started not just with her husband, but also with her. I am thinking about how she walked a path few women were allowed down at the time, and how she probably never dreamed that the baby in her arms would one day get the chance to stand up in front of so many people and tell her story. I am thinking about the strength and the courage it took to do what she did, and I am hoping that I can live up to the legacy that she created. Often, when I tell that story, people say that I was meant to be a lawyer. I was the baby, by the way. But I don't believe in fate or destiny, and the truth is that my parents have always been clear that what I do with my life is my choice. All they wanted was for me to be happy doing what I love as much as they love what they do, even if that meant choosing something different. Though I must say, it feels good to know that the path that makes me happy is the one walked by so many people that I love. We all have different stories about how we got here. Mine spans generations, but many of us are the first in their families to get a law degree. Some are the first in their families to receive a college education at all. Some grew up only a few miles from this campus, and some traveled continents to get here. Some even spent their first year learning across a 12-hour time difference. Some of us had entire careers before law school and probably never expected to be here. And some came to law school imagining that they would do one thing, only to be leaving with an entirely new plan. There are over 600 of us here, preparing to walk this stage, and all of us have our own story about how we got here. But there's one thing that most of us have in common. This graduating class is bound together by a 1L experience that few others have had or will ever have. See some smiles, yes, we all remember. We are graduating into a world that looks very different from the one we started school in. Today we're celebrating together, not in spirit, but physically in the same room. It's very exciting. You can clap. For most students who graduate, this moment would be a parallel to their first day of orientation, when they sat together in Lisner Auditorium and listened to the dean and the SBA president welcome them to school. Instead, most of us started our time at GW in our apartments or in our childhood bedroom in our parents' homes, doing orientation over Zoom and trying desperately to make friends in a completely virtual world. That year was hard, but we are here today because we can do hard things. We can do them, but we can do them better when we aren't alone, and I would be remiss not to thank the faculty and staff, but especially the 1L professors, or for our graduating evening students, 2LE professors, who did everything they could to make this year easier for us, or make that year easier for us. From giant whiteboards wheeled in to their home offices to introducing us to their children over Zoom, they went above and beyond to help us not only succeed, but also to enjoy a year that was admittedly hard to find a lot of joy in. There is one particular professor who's not here today, who I would like to take a moment to thank. Professor Karstedt, who taught myself and the other Cardozo students torts, passed away earlier this year. I wish that he was here with us today, because I know there are so many students who want to thank him and tell him what an impact his passion and enthusiasm had on us. But while he's not here with us physically, I like to think that he's somewhere watching us graduate and toasting us with a glass of limoncello. I joked when I first found out that I would be speaking today that I was going to give the speech that Elle Woods gives at the end of Legally Blonde to her graduating class, see if I could get away with it. But I figured that probably wouldn't work out so well. But another thing that Elle Woods famously said when she got into law school was, "What, like it's hard?" And I wish that I could agree with her. But the truth is that law school is hard, and this graduating class has had a more difficult time than others. But we are here today because we can do hard things. And this, graduating and stepping out into the world, after spending most of our lives as students, is one of those hard things. This kind of big step forward in life is exciting, but it's also a little bit scary. But if we can survive the chaos of finding out only a month before law school started that we were going to be attending virtually our first year, and if we can find a way to connect with each other and to be successful students in that time, then I know that we can do this. This class, the class of 2023, has been through a lot together. I am so proud to have been your SBA president this year. I am so proud of everything each of us has individually accomplished and of all of the things that we have done together. And I am so incredibly proud of all of us. To paraphrase one more quote from Elle Woods, congratulations, class of 2023. We did it. It is now my great pleasure to present 5 special awards voted on by this year's graduating class. The first award presented by the class of 2023 is the SBA Distinguished Staff Member Award, honoring an extraordinary member of the law school staff who has demonstrated unflagging commitment, energy, and concern for the students of the George Washington University Law School. The winner of this year's award is a beloved member of our law school community who serves our student body every day. Bet you can all guess who it is. Bobby Wallace. Yes. The next award is the SBA Distinguished Dean Award, conferred by the Student Bar Association on an assistant or associate dean who, with little to no recognition, has regularly supported the Student Bar Association and devoted time, energy, and expertise to furthering the SBA's mission. The winner of the SBA Distinguished Dean Award is Alan Morrison, the Lerner Family Associate Dean for Public Interest and Public Service Law. The third award is conferred by the graduating class on a fellow student who has shared generously of his or her time, compassion, vitality, and humanity during law school to aid the intellectual and spiritual growth of fellow students. These are the qualities that were admired in Michael Dylan Cooley, who was the victim of a senseless crime. Mike would have been a member of the class of 1981. The recipient of this award is a student who has committed himself not only to serving the community at large, but also to helping our law school community become more involved and engaged in serving those less fortunate. On behalf of his fellow students, it is my pleasure to recognize Cody Ingraham, winner of the 2023 Michael D. Cooley Award. The fourth award conferred by the class of 2023 pays tribute to a very special member of the law school community, and it is my great honor to present it. The Distinguished Faculty Service Award is voted on and presented each year by the JD graduating class to a member of the faculty in recognition of exemplary teaching, scholarship, and service to the law school. On behalf of the class of 2023, it is my pleasure to present the 2023 Distinguished Faculty Service Award to Professor Kate Weisberg. We have one more special award to announce, the SBA Distinguished Service Award, that is voted on and conferred by the class of 2023. There's not a lot to say in the script about the award winner, so I'm just going to say that I'm very excited. She absolutely deserves this award for all of the work that she has done for the school, not only this year, but in the past 2 years. Or the past 3 years, excuse me. On behalf of my fellow students, it is my pleasure to recognize Layla Diallo as the winner of the 2023 SBA Distinguished Service Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. And now it is my great pleasure to announce the winner of the Distinguished Adjunct Faculty Teaching Award. Our law school, because of our location here in Washington, D.C., benefits tremendously from knowledge and talent of more than 400 part-time faculty members who make our vision to deliver a DC-infused education come alive. Our location in the nation's capital gives us the unique advantage of offering expert practitioners in every imaginable field. They teach a variety of specialized courses that prepare our students to meet the pressing challenges of our time. Only here at GW Law can a student study federal courts with the Honorable Justin Walken, Judge of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, or study employment discrimination law with the Honorable Keith Sonderling, a sitting commissioner to the U.S. Equal Opportunity Employment Commission. These top experts in their field, respectively, give so much of themselves to our law school on top of their busy careers. They are practicing lawyers, judges, government officials, and I can speak for the entire GW Law community when I say thank you. Thank you sincerely for your service. The graduating class of 2023 has voted to bestow the Distinguished Adjunct Faculty Teaching Award on 2 recipients. The first recipient is Professor Melinda Roth. Professor Roth, in her more than 20 years as a career attorney at the World Bank, demonstrated remarkable expertise in private and financial sector development, risk management, international securities regulation. Her work has had an impact on both developing and developed nations worldwide. She has reflected her commitment in advancing economic global progress. Professor Roth, thank you for inspiring the next generation of legal professionals and equipping them with the tools to navigate complex financial landscapes. Thank you also for showing them how to contribute to a more just and prosperous world. I am pleased to present you with the Distinguished Adjunct Teaching Award. The second recipient of the 2023 Distinguished Adjunct Teaching Award goes to Trent Buwate, who teaches international human rights law in our International and Comparative Law program. He also teaches advanced field placement in our Field Placement Experiential Learning program. He gets a pass for not being present today because he just took on a high-ranking assignment with the White House that will require him to put in long hours to benefit the American public and our students. Please join me in a round of applause for Professor Trent Buwate. Turning now to our Outstanding Student Awards. At a memorable ceremony yesterday, a number of graduates received awards for outstanding achievement in their academic rank, moot court competitions, clinical programs, and community service. Their names appear in the Student Awards and Honors Addendum to the graduation program. We sincerely congratulate them all. I am now delighted, however, to recognize two special Student Award winners. Will the award recipients please stand when your names are called? The recipient of the Ann W. Branscombe Award is the member of the graduating class who attained the highest grade point average in the entire course of study in the part-time program for the degree of Juris Doctor. The winner of this year's Ann W. Branscombe Award is Maura K. McManus. The John Bell Larner Award is presented to the member of the graduating class of the law school who attained the highest cumulative grade point average for the degree of Juris Doctor. This year's recipient is Scott W. Hepler. I also promised something that I want to make good on right now. I promised to announce the winner of this year's class gift competition. I want to do this at commencement for a couple of reasons. You've heard that we haven't been together before. This is also my first in-person commencement. My third year as dean, but last year I got COVID. So I'm thrilled to be able to announce everyone and celebrate everyone that I can. And it seems like a perfect moment now. The class of 2023 has generously donated to the class gift campaign across the board, but one group soared to the top of the pack. Please join me in congratulating the Sandra Day O'Connor Inn of Court, the winner of this year's class gift competition. Finally, on behalf of the law school, I express my deepest appreciation to our superb faculty, our dedicated staff, and our hardworking deans, many of whom have worked long hours to prepare for this commencement ceremony. I thank you for all your efforts. And now it's my great pleasure and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, CNN chief legal analyst and SiriusXM host, Laura Coates. Yes. A New York Times best-selling author and former federal prosecutor, our distinguished commencement speaker served as an assistant U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. She was also a trial attorney in the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Justice. There, she specialized in enforcing voting rights. Ms. Coates began her career in private practice as an intellectual property litigator with expertise in First Amendment and media law. She's also a former adjunct professor here at GW Law. Ms. Coates joined CNN in 2016. Earlier this month, on May 5th, she was named the network's chief legal correspondent. You may have the feeling that you've seen her before, and you probably have, because she's commented on all the major legal cases, the insurrection on January 6th, criminal prosecutions such as the criminal prosecution of Derek Chauvin and the trial of Alex Murdaugh. You have seen her before. Our keynote speaker is also the host of an award-winning Laura Coates show, which broadcasts live weekdays on SiriusXM. It's a bipartisan POTUS channel where you'll find her. This popular program, which she launched in 2017, features lively discussion at the intersection of politics and law, as well as interviews with the world leaders and politicians who analyze the trending news of the day. Ms. Coates is author of the 2016 best-selling book, You Have the Right, A Constitutional Guide to Policing the Police, which helps citizens understand their Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth Amendment rights. Her newest book, released in 2022, is titled Just Pursuit, A Black Prosecutor's Fight for Fairness. It is a powerful challenge to eliminate inequality in the criminal justice system. Before she comes to the stage, let me read one of my favorite quotations from the book. People tend to think that opposition is on one side of the criminal justice system or the other side, on the side of either the defendants or the police. For those who think oppression wears a blue color, in my experience, there is great diversity among officers in terms of fairness, race, intellect, and personality. Not surprisingly, they are all humans. While the overwhelming majority of officers I've worked with serve honorably, there are those drunk on power who abuse their authority, either physically or perhaps dangerously, through manipulation of the rule of law. We need reform. While we need peaceful protest as a response to the ills you see, now is time for change in our legal architecture. I am delighted to invite Ms. Coates here with us to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Laura Coates.
Thank you, honey. My, thank you so much. You're taller than me. I'm going to put this down. I just want to first begin by addressing an obvious elephant in the room for you all. Howard got the President of the United States. American University got a Supreme Court Justice, but you got Laura Coates. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm nothing if I'm not self-aware. But let me tell you something. I'm so excited to be here with all of you today because it wasn't really all that long ago that I was actually where you are, where I was sitting and I was wondering what was going to come next, to the point where I was just about to take the bar exam. I was getting ready to take the bar prep courses and all that you're supposed to do to then make what you're doing right now all the more real. I was getting ready to get my first bill from, I think her name is Sally Mae. I can't stand her. I don't know where she is. But if I find her, I'll have a chit-chat. A legal one, of course. But I was getting ready to understand all that was actually getting ready to come before me. And I'll start by telling you about a moment where it became almost surreal just how significant what you're getting ready to do and the preparation you have right now is. Because I was about a month in to my first law firm. I was sitting at my desk as a new associate when all of a sudden this man comes by. It was a partner that I recognized, I had seen with my summer associate program. Many of you probably have had a similar experience where you've seen faces, they've taken you out to lunch, you're not quite sure who they are, but you know you can't offend them. And he comes by and he says, Coates, right? Come on. Now, first of all, I'm usually called Coates, but it seemed very familiar in the moment. And where are we going? Because I'm always a skeptic. That's probably why I was drawn to the law school. I said, okay. He goes, carry the bag. Now, if you also know me, I'm not one to carry a bag unless it's my own, okay? But in that moment, I said, okay, well, where are we going? He says, I got something to do in federal court. Come with me. Fine. I thought it was going to be yet another instance when you kind of follow and shadow someone and you get there and you have your moment and you read along and maybe you pour the water next to the partner. We get to federal court. I've carried this bag through the skyways of downtown Minneapolis, where I am from. And I get there, and this partner stands up before the judge in federal court. And he says, may it please the court. He says his name on behalf of the clients we're representing. And then he pauses, and he looks back at me almost ever so slightly, and he says, my colleague Coates, Laura, I say, my colleague Laura Coates will now handle this matter. I told you I was a legend. Did I not mention that? Hold on. And of course I said, no, I was here for the bag to roll. I was rolling the bag here. And he turns and he walks out of the courtroom. I know, no, I'm telling you, I had, as they say in Latin, I felt some kind of way. And I watched him for as long as I could walk out of the courtroom, hoping that when I turned my face back around, the judge would go, he's just playing with you, we have something else to do. Instead, the judge kind of smirked and goes, Coates, right? And I stood up, looked across the courtroom at the other side, who was kind of chuckling to themselves, like, what are we about to see? I, too, may have been wondering, what are we about to see? And I got up, and I stood in front of the lectern, and I said, from my moot court experience days, may it please the court, my name is Laura Coates on behalf of said client. I would like to note one thing, Your Honor. And he kind of leaned in, and I said, I have not yet gotten my bar results yet, but I assure you, I did really well. And so I think there's some sort of pro hoc vice or some Latin term I'm supposed to use, but I'm more than happy to use the guide in front of me to proceed. And he just laughed. And he waited for me to then say, I'm just kidding. And I said, no, Your Honor. May it please the court, I have arrived. Now, I actually ended up having to do a motion hearing in that moment from the few paperwork that was in front of me, having been familiarized over the course of the hallway to skyway conversation with the partner as I dragged his bag. Why? Because there was two things that had to be true. One, I could not fail. And two, I mustn't. And I remember doing that motion practice. I remember the attorneys looking at me from the other side. There were 3 on that side and me on the other. And I remember them looking at me thinking, who does she think she is? I told you my name, though. It was Laura Coates. And that meant something to me. Each of you has your own, and it will mean something to you. And it meant something to me after we ended that particular motion hearing, and I turned back down the hallway and went outside of that courtroom, shaking, I will admit, and the partner was outside on his phone. I know. I went like a bat out of hell to this man. I was prepared to leave that whole don't offend the partner thing in the rearview mirror. He and I were going to have a little bit of a come to Jesus moment. I'm not saying which one was going to be Jesus, but I was going to be unkind. I said, what is your problem? He says, excuse me? I said, no, excuse me. What is your problem? Is this some kind of a test here? Am I being hazed in some way? Is There's some kind of fun for you in this moment. And he let out the biggest laugh. Like he actually had to hold his stomach, he laughed, which only incensed me further. Because here I was, fighting for an opportunity that I knew was maybe going to be taken away if I was set up to fail and I proved that I would. And he said to me, I'm so sorry, through laughter. I'm so sorry. Just like, you have to start again. You can't apologize through a laugh. We're going to have a sincere one. He said, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you did not know. Laura, I have had chemo treatment, and at that last moment I felt ill. But I saw that you were there and assumed you were competent and could do it. Now, of course, I had a whole prepared speech. I was going to read him the riot act. I then could not. He goes, but it seems like you still want to kind of cuss me out. Go ahead. I said, well, I can't do it now. He said, let's try. I said, I did have some good zingers, though. I was going to do this, and then I was going to say this to you. We began a friendship from that moment on where we exchanged these moments of laughing at what that felt like. But here is what I'm trying to explain to you, why that moment for me will always stay in the practice of law, because there was someone who did not look like me, someone I did not know, who by virtue of my presence assumed great things, assumed I was competent, assumed I could do it, assumed that because of the letters at the end of a name when he did not know the full one, meant that I was beyond ready and capable, and I was expected to do just that. There's a tremendous weight that will be on your shoulders in that moment when somebody asks you your name and assumes perhaps the confident, optimistic view of who you are, but perhaps at many other times they will assume exactly the opposite. They will see you. They will not know you. They will look at the letters at the end of your name and perhaps believe it was a mistake. And they will not give you the same benefit of the doubt. They might look at you and wonder, who does this person think they are? Naive, still green, not knowing what it's like yet to be a lawyer because you haven't been doing it long enough. Well, I'm here to tell you those moments will come, and they will come frequently. But guess where you must be in those moments? You have got to have at least the fire in your belly and the wherewithal and the resolve to know that you cannot fail and you mustn't. But do it according to how you judge success. Because for me, in that moment, judging success was simply this: to know that I tried to do it. That was all I had asked of myself in that moment. To know that I would endeavor to try to do that which I am capable of doing. That, my colleagues now, is called the practice of law. It's like winning a championship only for the very next day to be the practice yet again. You will practice as they practice medicine. Innovations will come. Challenges will be ahead of you. You will have to still practice in that moment and be dignified in the approach that you are capable. And it will begin with knowing first who you are and saying your name. Now, I'll tell you, throughout the course of my career, I have done many things in the law. But what I'm most proud of and the many successes I have had are the failures. And I have failed a great deal. I have failed a great deal, and I'm unapologetic and unreserved and not bashful about saying it. I have made choices that I wished I could take back. Choices that experience could have avoided me making. I have made decisions that perhaps Monday morning quarterbacks might say, it was all so clear. And I have made the mistake of believing that perfection was the only option. But you will find in your lives that you will be expected to be perfect and have very little time to be. What a blessing to practice the law. What a blessing to know that none of you right now has to know precisely what you will do with this beautiful, and I mean beautiful and invaluable gift that you now have been given, that you have earned. The degree, was but an illustration of what you have earned. You've earned the right to practice, to try, to endeavor to do that which you are capable of. But you've also earned the right to pivot. And I have done my fair share of pivoting. When the fire in my belly grows stronger, I have often followed what that felt like and said, you know what? I loved private practice. I loved my firm, but it's time to move on to something that makes me roar. I loved being a prosecutor. I loved being a trial attorney. It's time to move on to something that makes me roar yet again. I loved being in the media. I loved being a journalist. But the connective tissue for me is this. You are all storytellers now. You are storytellers. And I'm going to share one of my favorite ones for you. Do you know Greek mythology? It happens to be, I see heads nodding, happens to be one of my great passions. That and all the Real Housewives franchises. Yes, all of them. My escapism is pure ratchet, and I embrace it. And care not what you think of that. Thank you. I can recite every amendment and every housewife, and all of their dramas and lines. But question me not on my mind. But here is one of my favorite tales in Greek mythology. It's about a man named Sisyphus. Don't ask me to spell it, but I'll bill you if you make me try. Sisyphus is the man who is destined and punished to roll that enormous boulder up the mountain every single day of his life, only to watch it roll right back down in frustration, punished by the so-called gods. Well, did you ever bother to look and figure out why the gods were so angry with Sisyphus? Well, let me tell you, lawyers out there, just why. It's because he had presumably cheated death, and he used his mind to do so. But how he cheated death is what I find the most compelling, most beautiful and enticing of things. One day, the god of the underworld came to take him, to take his soul. And when the god came to take his soul, he brought chains. Sisyphus, quick thinking on his feet, said, now hold on, before you do what you're about to do and chain and bind me and take my soul, can you tell me a little bit how these chains work? His curiosity took the god aback for a moment. Tell you how the chains work? Yes, they're wonderful. They look so strong, and you so mighty to be able to actually carry them. Tell me about these chains. How do you do it? How do you make it such that you're going to be able to take my body and my soul in this moment? So flattered, because people are often flattered when you ask them about the things that make them all the more superhero-like. And so this god, enamored by the fact that somebody believed that it was a moment for them to talk about their lives, said, well, let me explain to you exactly how this works. Here's what makes these chain links so strong. Here's the type of material that is used to do so. Here's the way you must wrap it. Here are the parts of the body that it must go around in order to bind the person, and they cannot get out. Here is the part where you must loop it, such that the person is so sufficiently restrained that they will not be able to ever break free. And here is the weakest part of the chain. If this were to be compromised, well, all would be lost, but the person would never know this because of the way you wrap it, the way you confuse it, the way you meander and loop and intertwine, such that you can never, ever actually see the start or the beginning, and they are overwhelmed with the prospect of trying to figure it out. That's how it works. Well, Sisyphus said, well, you know, what could you demonstrate? I'm a visual learner. I'm kind of a tactile sort of person. And in the hubris of having explained the way it works, the god of the underwood stood and allowed himself to be chained and bound. At every single point, Sisyphus began to check, Is this the right way to do this? And how about this area? Was this the section you said to do this on? Is this the part where you are so bound you could not even begin to free yourself? Yes, he said at each point, confirming, yes, that's exactly where it is. Great job. At the end of it, he was bound himself. That was the reason the gods were so angry, that somebody had endeavored to find out about a system that had bound so many, that had told them about a system that would make you so overwhelmed that you would not be able to identify the beginning nor the end, and you would give up and relent and let them take your soul. They were furious that somebody had the nerve to learn the process, to learn the weak points, and then had the audacity to tell others how to do it. I think Sisyphus may have been a lawyer. Well, that's why the gods were so angry, called him the cunning of all men, the most cunning. It may also be why most people hate lawyers. You're welcome. It's going to happen to you soon. Don't worry about it. Dust off your shoulder. But because you now have that which Sisyphus was able to convey, someone has informed you the how, the why, the weaknesses, the strengths. You've confirmed it through your careers already, and you will do it again. You have within you the intellect and the roadmap now to use a system and bend it to your will. You have the ability to reject somebody from taking your soul in the name of status quo, just because that's the way it's always been. And you have the ability to tell others and champion for them in the same way. Now, before you, in your journey, in your life, you are going to have moments when, because of that, some might punish the audacity to educate or be educated, or to use a system, and you'll have a choice of how you will use it. And will you bend it to your will to break something, or will you bend it to extend an opportunity for somebody else? That's the choice you will have to make. Those are the moments of your practice in whatever space you find yourselves in. But here is what you know, the little secret that you don't know about the end of the Greek mythology tale. While you think you are rolling that boulder alone, while you think that others will watch and shake their head and have a laissez-faire approach to your approach, to whatever figurative boulder you will have to roll uphill, that you will be at the cusp of solution and see perhaps your efforts squander. What you don't realize is that the true tale will be what the people watching Sisyphus will ultimately do. You are in a profession now, a profession where your colleagues also practice and also recognize what it's like to endeavor to roll that boulder. And they will help you get there. And you must return help them. It will not be enough, nor will it be satisfying, gratifying, productive, or good, or right, to simply endeavor to do anything alone when you are in a profession. Because that which you do by yourself will still bind everyone in this room. You are fungible in your professionalism. What one does, the other will be responsible for. How you operate and conduct yourselves will either be the ties that bind or the chains that oppress. And this is your moment to make some of those decisions, to be in the room where it happens. Hashtag Aaron Burr Hamilton. You will have the opportunity to make those decisions, and you will be entitled to choose. I hope that in all of your just pursuits, you will remember just one thing, that one day you might be called upon to stand up in front of a person who doubts you. But you will be more powerful than the person who is doubted. You will be someone's champion, but you have to be your own. So let me tell you one of my tricks. I actually have a jersey. It has the word Coats on the back. An actual athletic jersey that has the word Coates on the back. It's a reminder to me that I have to be my own champion sometimes. And the amount of praise and critique and feedback I will give another, I will give to myself. I will be my own champion and others as well. And you've got to figuratively put that on, arm yourselves with that, to have an opportunity to be in the most noble of professions. I hope you will be unbound in your endeavors. I hope you will practice empathy and compassion. You will practice the extension of the benefit of the doubt. You will practice with such an ethical level that you will be the highest of bars. And I wish mostly for you a moment to really appreciate the fact that you have accomplished something so powerful, so meaningful, so rewarding. And I am so proud of every single face I see. I don't know your personal journey. I don't know what it took you to get there, but I know that you're here. And in the end, where you go will be what matters. So make your families proud, extend the gratitude, but look at yourself in the mirror every single day and ask the question, did I use my mind to unbind those who were chained, or did I allow my soul to be taken? If you answer that, you will be an attorney. You will be an extraordinary example of your highest ideals. And I wish that for you every day. And if we should meet again, and I see a boulder that you are struggling to move, I will help you, because now you are my colleagues. Congratulations.
Will the graduates receiving the degree of Juris Doctor please rise? Will the graduates receiving the degree of Master of Laws please rise? Will the graduates receiving the degree of Master of Studies in Law please rise? Will the graduate receiving the degree of Doctorate of Juridical Science please rise? Dean Matthew, Law School faculty, ladies and gentlemen, before you stands the George Washington University Law School, class of 2023. Will the graduating class please be seated? The graduates for the degree of Juris Doctor will now rise by rows and come forward as their names are read. The first students to receive their diplomas are our student marshals. The first member of the graduating class receiving her diploma today is the student who earned the highest grade point average for the entire course of study in the JD program and the winner of the John Bell Larner Award. That student is Scott W. Hepler. The second student receiving her diploma today is the member of the graduating class who attained the highest grade point average in the entire course of study in the part-time program and the winner of the Ann W. Branscombe Award. That student is Maura K. McManus. technical problems. Please hold.
Okay. Anam Abid. Bilikisu Adeyemi. Rita Constance Adu. Taiwo Adeniyi. Abhinav Akarupu. Harun Uktur. Zakaria Al-Ahmed. Dallin Upright. Evan Allen. Shani Alone. Alyssa Alvarez. Joseph Ambrosi. Matthew Lewitt Amaduri. Dorothy Anderson. Sunghoon Justin On. Joseph Atonuccio. Chino Anukwam. Austin Appleby. Maya Arigala. Daniel Armstrong. Sophie Atsadnia. Brian Atkin. Grace Austin. Bisola Ayeni. Kian Azimpur. Alar Banefshe. Krista Baca. Susanna Baki. Matthew Bonitis. Elizabeth Barron. Danielle Barnes-Smith. Megan Barney. Jacob Barr. Raul Barrios Jenny. Tristan Barron. Gina Batista. Tatiana Bazar. Andrew Berkland. Cole Beck. Catherine Belkin. Hannah Bensink. Ali Batman Galij. Aveen Bhatia. Zoe Billington. Amanda Beanie. Sydney Blitman. John Bogert. Ritu Bubati. Ryan Bowers. Elizaveta Bradford. Maura Bradley. Michael Brewer. Robin Brindell. Matthew Broussard. Ryan Brown. Lauren Brown. Noah Brown. Francis Brumley. Patrice Bruni. Selena Nina Burris. Alexandra Butera. Joseph Caputo. Alexander Cardinal. Jacob Cardis. Charles Carroll. Christine Carroll. Samantha Carswell. Cash Carter. Madison Castle. Annabelle Castleman. Henry Castro. Josh Sergas. Ashley Cha. David Chai. Nija Margette Chappell. Tatlia Chisen. Shawi Che. Yingwei Chin. Diksha Chahetri. Daniela Jane Cho Sun. Minsu Choi. Sue Choi. Avinash Chokshi. Jonathan Clark. John Clark. Rachel Kofi. Kyle Cofino. Christine Colalilo. Emery Von Cole II. Laramie Cole. Christopher Condone. Evan Connor. Jacqueline Corbo. Danielle Cossey. Ann Cowman. Brianna Cox. William Cox. Austin Cole. Luis Cruz Perez. Charlotte Cuccia. Rachel Cuccinella. Sharnice Culmer. Eric Cunningham. Joshua Cunningham. Edward Cush III. Catherine Cusick. Joseph D'Arco. Julia Dacey. Ronhong Dai. Sporthy Datla. Kelly Davis. Gaetano DeCrenzo. Elena DeJaco. Go. Emily Delanois. Riley Desper. Francesca DiJulio. Catherine Dolgenis. Jessica Donegan. Garrett Dowell. Yanju Du. Iya Du. Layla Diallo. William Edward Duffin. Janice Dooley. Caroline Dumoulin. Delaney Dunn. Preston Egan. Devin Eager. Rachel Eddings. Hannah Edmonds. Emily Edwards. Jonathan Ellett. Mitchell Emery. John Evans. Christina Everett. Keelan Fagon. Joshua Fader. Yu Fong. Keeler Fina. Joel Fish. Holden Fitzgerald. Walter Fitzhugh. Walter Fitzhugh. Melissa Phlox. Nicholas Florio. Samuel Follensby. Sarah Fontaine. Hannah Fulaudi. Cole Fox. Benjamin France. Patrick A. Furbush. Aaron Futerman. Yasmin Gaminchi. Abhinav Garg. Caroline Garrison. Elizabeth Gibbons. Ryan Gilchrist. Arena Givner. Scott Glaser. Jeremy Glick. Christiana Goff. Go. Emily Golcini. Abby Goldstein. Roy Goldstein. Christian Gonzalez. Chandler Gordon. Samantha Gordon. Matthew Gorski. Amanda Grace. Chloe Graham. Carolia Grant. Alexander Grayson. Stephen Grego. Grace Guarnieri. Marco Guzman. Erica Hackett. Kendall Hagman. Shajay Hayter. Elizabeth Hamner. Monica Seng-Yong Han. John Hannabeth. Thompson Hangen. Gabrielle Hangos. Christopher Hansen. Elizabeth Harris. Alan Harrison. Lauren Heidi. Ashley Hartman. Kelsey Hartman. Sarah Haskins. Samuel Hemmingstad. Shauna Herman. Julia Herring. Michael Hickey. Michael Hill. Chelsea Hines. Glenn Hisani. Bailey Hoffeditz. Emma Hoffman. Jordan Holt.
Female to try to hand it, then they wouldn't take it. And we're rolling.
Jane Hunterlaw. Jacob Honig. John Mark Hopkins III. Yushin Hu. Caitlin Hubbard. Sydney Huppard. Kelly Hutchinson. Lauren Hutchinson. Gabriela Igboko. Hannah Iskander. Milika Ivanis. Olga Jablonski. Adam Joffrey Linda Mulder. Quincy Jala. Maxime Harkeen. Anthony Jeffs. Madeline Jenkins. Amarins Tolman Jensen. Eve Yi Jiang. Jonathan Johnson. Roger Johnson. Julie Jones. Matthias Joseph. Kiara Jofferson. Aluwato Biloba Gay Elijah. Kevin Kane. Aliza Connor. Nicole Karem. Alyssa Carfinkel. Sean Kavanaugh. Jessica Key. Max Keefe. Tyler Kendler. John Kennemer. Sophia Khan. Jessica Keeling. Abraham Kim. Kyung Kim. Jeremy Kim. Alan Gun-U Kim. Min Kyung Kim. Tai Yeon Kim. Iho Kim. Yoonhae Kim. Alexander King. Stephanie King. Kelly Kirkesser. Alexandra Kirkwood. Jackson Kitchen. Guy Klein. Isaac Klipstein. Gorgian Kokenis. Go. Trisha Kondabala. Sean Kanomis. Go. Elizabeth Corbett. Alexandra Krebs. Megan Kuhnel. Hayden Kuntz. Peter Curry. Alyssa Kirk. Kevin Kurseja. Daniel Kwan. Charlie Levine. Brooke Lang. Ian Lamb. Alexis Landrum. Carmel Landver. Maxie Lawton. Adrian Chung Kai Lee. Angela Olive Lee. Helen Yeong Lee. Jaeho Lee. Kong Il Lee. Michelle Lenz. Mallory Leopold Needle. Micah Laval. Aaliyah Levenstein Kosover. Elise Levy. Natalie Lewis. Haujia Lee. Anthony Licata. Megan Lick. Joshua Lim. David Liss. Meredith Little. Lacey Lockard. Jason Long. Andrea Locke. Brianna Louie. Sabrina Liu. Alexander Lutton. Gabrielle Lisco. Lei Lu. Lisa Macbeth. Davis Medeja. Jillian Mack. Amil Malik. Donald Maloney. Bria Manlove. Jessica Manning. Kevin Mansheim. Suchi Mao.
Rubber band.
Ani Mard. Aaron Margulis. Kylie Marischuk. David Marcalo. Sarah Marcalo. Sophie Marsh. Danielle Martin. Kyle Martin. Rosemary Ellen Martin. Stephen Martin. Brandon Martinez Gonzalez. Jasmine Martinez. Veronica Martinez. Max Matthew. Garrett May. Taylor McDaniels. Sydney McDermott. Michaela McDowell. Cortland Cody McKenney Ingraham. Claire McGinnis. Elise McKenney, or Ellis, I'm sorry, Ellis McKenney. Okay. Mary Rose McLaughlin. So hard. Megan McLaughlin. Mallory Mecklenburg. Leopoldo Mello Santaella. Andrew Mendelson. Zoe Metea. Kristen Mollusky. Maher Machurchian. Vishwujit Mohan. Margaret Monday. Allison Moores. Thank you. Madeline Moss. Mary Moyoy. Madison Murray. William Harold Murphy IV. Meredith Murray. Okay. Jacob Naim. Michael Nakamura. Jessica Nash. Sarah Newman. Kylie Newsom. Cole Nicolas. Cole Nijman. Corey Nygreen. Assad Niroman. Miki Nishizawa. Connor Knoll. Jacob Norton. Kayla Oberleiter. Angelina Okron. Vivian Overbeck. Nana Yao Owusu. Morenike Oyabade. Brandon Paget. Bennett Page. Estefania Palacios. Alessandra Palazzolo. Chelsea Pardis. Austin Park. Catherine Park. Zachary Parrott. Kyle Pascucci. Davina Patel. Nimi Patel. Punita Patel. Sonal Patel. Aditi Patil. Vab Putria. Juan Pasmino. Mason Pengili. Vera Penmetza. Antonina Peshkova. Luke Peterson. Alessandra Petrozzini. Maximilian Peel. Grant Pincock. Tyler Piper. Lucas Pizzuti. Mikalis Polygianis. Jenna Portner. Anne Postolowski. Olivia Powell. Ritika Rajappa. Katrina Ramkisun. Zamin Raza. Bailey Reckler. Sydney Reed. Hunter Reeves. Jamie Reiner. Maria Arvina de Chico Repass. Cristina Revilla Chacon. Marshall Rich. Hunter Richardson. James Ring. Carly Ritter. Stuart Robbins. Madison Roberts. Rebecca Roberts. Brianna Rodriguez. Sabrina Rodriguez. Tara Rogan. Mark Rook. Emma Ross. Philip Rothenberg. Dominique Rouge. Jason Robenton. Philip Russell.
There are children here that can be second. Huh? This like hurts my arms.
Alexandra Ruzhniak. Abril Damaris Ruthenberg. Emanuela Saforo. Jendi Samai. Riley Satterwhite. Gabrielle Scovan. Jordan Scher. Maria Scheibel. Mary Sheely. Haley Shop. Waiting for you. Angela Seagraves. Jacob Saransky. Kayla Oakley. Shaylin Shaw. Sabrina Shamas. Emily Shaney. Hunter Shattuck. Michaela Sherman. Anoop Shetty. Alex Shin.
There's a baby on that
Christopher Shoemaker. Ethan Schuker. Joshua Silver. Amanda Sin. Caroline Siniger. Ojasvine Singh. Victoria Scaria. Bryce Small. Alexandra Smirnios. Jordan Snow. Eric Snyderman. Ronan Song. Amanda Spector. Michaela Spicer. Jacqueline Stabana. Sabrina Stanchik-Gusek. Michael Starmer. Steven Stotsko. Rachel Steinmuller. Sydney Stewart. Chelsea Sullivan. Devin Sullivan. Maggie Sullivan. Yeon Soon. Monisha Suresh. Shreyaraz Suresh. Taylor Sutton. Garrett Gunner Swope. Joel Taubman. Michelle Teeking. Madeline Theophilus. Daryl Thompson. Nicole Thrun. Blake Timmerman. Ashley Tomillo. Scott Travers. Andrea Trifoy. Joshua Trinkler. Cortland Triplett. Brandon Tuo. Gregory Trusansky. Armand Valenci. Bree Schulek. Olivia Velasco. Carisha Wallace Worthen. Patrick Walters. Vera Haijun Wong. Cornelia Waugh. Julia Wells. Sebastian Wenthy. Brianna Whitmore. Bryn Whitney Bloom. Kristen Wilcox. Austin Williams. Deja Williams. Jared Wilson. Lindsay Wilson. Jamie Wood. Kevin Wright. Chongyu Wu. Raoyi Shi. Alan Yang. Catherine Yang. Min Yang. Uchi Yang. Wentana Johannes. Cooper Yu. Andrew Young. Travis Ewell. Sarah Sahir. Michelle Zarov. John Zhang. Tinting Zhang. Beth Zhao. Tianchen Shao. Aileen Yuting Zhang. EU Zhou. Bayu Xu. Go. Luke Ziono. Azad Zimmerman.
And that's your last one. Congratulations.
This concludes the presentation of diplomas to those receiving the degree of Juris Doctor.
There's yours. I have not cracked it open for you, but let me know. We're ready. My arms are You have to say something and say it's about lens.
I would like to thank Paulina Vera, who volunteered to read those names at the last minute when our original name reader was unable to attend. Thank you, Paulina. The graduates for the degree of Master of Laws will now rise by rows and come forward as their names are read.
Mia Abdallah. Eldor Abdumajitov. Jion On. Fatma Saad Al-Katiri. Munera Al-Khalifa. Mahara Al-Mansuri. Alexandre Bernard Noël Aubard. Risa Aiden. Joanna Ajibam. Caroline Barbosa Silvestre. Nadia Ballado. Michelle Bedoya. Kiteri Besdubert. Jonas Bichler. Syed Mohammed Daniel Bokhari. David Botero. Lisa Marie Brookman. Livia Casanci Mosca. Ana Silvia Condotta. Melina Curbelo Montano. Michele Dinella. Peter Donnelly. Watsia Duke. Mohamed El-Bei. Rafael Espino Olivares. Genoveva Ferrero. Antoine Garbe. Gabriela Gebremedin. Shima Ghaffari Heshejin. Irakli Goletiani. Hong Kong Guo. Al Harding. Ana Teresia Hebestreit. Hadil Helmi. Juna Hika. Alana Reed Hines. Garba Isa. Desmond Israel. Destiny Johnson Amanda. Babana Kanakapura Sundararash. Casey Kepler. Manju Katka. Leah Kuhlman. Tion Birikashvili. Salimatu Lamin Gilayene. David Laux. Michael Lawler. Migmar Hum. João Lopes de Farias da Mata. George Mackey. Sushan Mahajan. Diego Rafael Melara Garcia. Michelle Miller. Tim Now. Sarah Needham. Dina Nuri. Francisco Ortiz Riveros. Kennedy Pabon. Princess Sarah Panganiban. Ihyun Park. Valentina Powarzuk. Sandra Paola Ramirez Ramon. Aman Rehan. Manuel Reyes González. Magdalis Reyes. Andrew Romy. Sydney Salters. Pedro Santiago. Lisa Scalon. Nidhi Shah. Srejash Sharma. Rui Wang. Nicole Shahotsova. Amit Sinha. Serei Pishra Tang. Yuki Tanisawa. Nicola Tion. Even Tuck. Vanessa Turk. Analicia Bahamonde García. Alessandra Baez. Vedansh Vashisht. Akila Benganelor Padmanaban. Hiroya Waku. Logan Webb. Vilan Vipert. Yolanda Williams. Sishu Ye. Jin Fan E. Tianchi Yang.
This concludes the presentation of diplomas to those receiving the degree of Master of Laws. The graduates for the degree of Master of Studies in Law will now rise by rows and come forward as their names are read.
Darlene Irvin. Melvina McNeil. Quincy Nolly. Henry Peter Reddick Jr. Feline Tran. Pamela Wright. Okay. Shannon House Henson. Is Michael going to announce it? Announce it. Okay. And then I'm going to read.
The candidate for the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science will now come forward to receive her diploma and be hooded. The candidate is Catalina Milos Sotomayor. Whose doctoral dissertation is entitled Rethinking Equal Access to Economic and Social Rights in the Regulatory State, a comparative law analysis of the education and health sectors in Chile and Ontario. We have a second candidate earning his Doctor of Juridical Science today who is not in attendance. That candidate's name is Mohammed Saleh Al-Suhayman, and his doctoral dissertation is entitled International Legal Frameworks on Cross-Border Hydrocarbon Development. Catalina will now be hooded by Associate Dean Rosa Salerio and Assistant Dean Shernaz Joshi. Dean Matthew, I present to you the graduating class with diplomas in hand.
And before I continue, don't sit down, I want to say thank you to a very special group of people that we'd like to acknowledge. Without these important people, those outstanding men and women, all of those of the class of 2023, she, thee, her, they, ze, zen, all of you. These individuals have been supported today, nurtured, and have their steady foundation through years of study because of colleagues, friends, family who are standing with you and behind you. When you walk across this stage, a village walks with you. So let's thank the village. Okay, you've got to forgive me. I've got tears in my eyes. I can't even read my notes anymore. So I'm supposed to give you a charge right now. This is my class. This is the class that started with me. This is the class that endured the pandemic together. And this is the class that, as Nicole said, is made for hard things. I'm going to charge you from my heart, since I can't read my notes. I charge you to do one thing and one thing only: do justice. What does it mean to do justice? It means to make sure that the most vulnerable people among us have the same opportunities as everyone else. No matter what your field, no matter what your specialty, no matter where your location is, you can do good for others if you hold love in your heart. And remember that although they may not look like you, they are just like you. But justice is not the only thing you will do if you do justice, because without justice, my friend Charlie Baradisco tells me, you cannot have equality, you cannot have fairness, you cannot have liberty, you cannot have freedom. And so that is why the only charge I have for you is do justice. I'm going to leave you with my favorite proverb from my own faith tradition. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. For the rights of those who are destitute, speak and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. My charge to you today is to use the law, respect the law, but remember, the law may need changing. because at one point the law told me I couldn't stand here. You go out and you make this world a better place than you have found it. I will always remember you as my class. May our paths cross again often and soon. Class of 2023, you are dismissed.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you leave today's ceremony, please be mindful of your safety and the safety of your family and friends. You are exiting this building onto a busy city street full of hectic city traffic. Please do not linger for photos and greetings in the streets or even on the sidewalks around this Smith Center. We recommend that as soon as you locate your friends and family, you move to the Kogan Plaza, 1 block to the north of this building at 20th Street, across from the University Center, where you may better celebrate. Now, will the audience please rise for the Alma Mater, performed by the Corcoran Brass? Please remain standing until the academic procession has concluded.